I was gonna say I'm a man of my word, but that just doesn't sound quite right, does it? I got this app, which is pretty cool. It allows you to like speak into it, and then when you do whatever you input into it, it changes then into what you're actually thinking, which is perfect. All right, let's give this a try. I'm a man of my word. All right, give it a little bit to process. I'm a fucking stupid idiot, dumbass, shit ass, fuck stupid man. I am so dumb and stupid. My idiocracy knows no fucking boundaries. Why am I here? Please, somebody end my... So yeah, I did the thing. Y'all hit the like goal in like 2 days, which is crazy considering I have less subscribers than this video has likes. And since, you know, the like goal worked so well last time, I have another incentive, but you'll have to wait till the end of the video to see what it is. For those who stumbled upon this video without knowing about this like goal, I'll quickly explain it to you. So I was forced to make a Dora video essay, don't ask, and spoke at length about the sheer tedium that was 100% speedrun. However, I felt like just leaving it that would be a little bit weak. And considering nobody had ever done a 100% speedrun of this game, I figured, you know what, this will funny little like goal. You know, one of those like, if this video hits 5,000 likes, I will reintroduce communism into the West. Now that we're all on the same page, I'll go over the titular 100% speedrun and why it was a mistake. Let's take a look at the run's rules. Collect all items might sound like, you know, stating the obvious. However, there are also these emblems or stamps. When you collect items in the game, there are two types you can collect: the level-specific ones and the crystals. When collecting them, you fill up a bar, and once the bar is filled up, you get a stamp. In a perfect world, an all-collectible /100% speedrun would not exist. Instead, it would be an all-stamps speedrun, because it would be way more fun, considering you can actually route stuff out instead of just having to painstakingly collect every single item. Yes, every single one, even when the bars are filled, there are still items to collect. Snowy Forest Helper is banned for reasons? From what I can gather, it's probably because it helps you pick up collectibles? I do not know. I should have probably looked into this when making the video. Alright, let's have a look at this poorly disguised torture method. For some reason, I was actually kind of anxious when starting the run. The anxiety first manifested itself when I got to the first spring in the game. Yes, the first spring in the game. Usually, these springs don't have any crystals within their trajectory. And when they do, they are negligible. Because if you're doing a normal playthrough of the game, there are plentiful crystals to collect. So if you miss one, it's fine, you can still get the stamp. However, I am doing all collectibles, so I have to get these as well. Deep down, I knew there was nothing to be gained from doing this, but I just had to check, and that's basically what 100% speedrunning this game did to me. So yeah, that's the reason I am, like, for no reason at all, fucking anxious. Now, outside of having a meltdown during the first vehicle section with the boat, the first map was a complete breeze. When we get to the second map, however, I am instantly met with something that is gonna cost me time. You see, there's this hellish creature, which I have discussed. It's a Pegasus, a unicorn. It's a horse with and it has the wing. You jump on it and you go from left to right. If you are not paying attention or just playing bad at the video game, you will miss one of the crystals. This isn't that big of a deal outside of a speedrun context, because you can just return and get it the second time. However, in a speedrun context, missing this is a disaster. You see, one pony cycle takes about 43 seconds, and considering you have to go back and then return where you came from, those 43 seconds become 1 minute and 26 seconds wasted. Huh? Why is this? Why are we looking at this clip? I'm doing the ski lift thingy perfectly, right? Well, yes, but that's not the point. If you do happen to mess up, there's this handy dandy spring again. And would you look at that? There is a crystal on its trajectory. and it is in no way, shape or form visualized. How am I supposed to know? I'm no game designer, but let's just say this is all hypothetical, right? You put a crystal on the spring, sort of inviting you to jump on it. And when you do, you fly, and then there are more crystals on this spring's trajectory. At this point, you have introduced the player to the possibility of springs carrying crystals. From now on, if you keep this consistent and you want to indicate that there is a crystal there, then you just put one on top of the spring and the problem is solved. Let's say there's a secret area. Put one little crystal above the spring and you instantly know that there is more than meets the eye. I'm gonna stop myself here, considering there is no point to actually seriously discussing game design within a licensed Dora game. This section here is great, considering it's an auto-scroller. All I have to do is press the do a little dubious shake button. I am using a real Wii, I promise. This is the perfect time to relax, drink some tea maybe, lament over the poor life decisions you've been making. So with sadness in my heart, feel the best thing I can do is end it all and leave forever. What's done
I no longer have need for you, Shinji.
So
I have found the perfect Eva pilot. Her name is Dora, and to put it simply, she gets shit done. You could probably learn a thing or two from her. Granted, you will never get the chance since you will be leaving the Geofront effective immediately.
Remember when I mentioned an improperly categorized run on the leaderboard last time? Well, I'm gonna add a probably to that statement, considering there is no video source, and there might be one, considering they say it is on YouTube somewhere. So there might be a chance that they used the trick that they are in the category for. What trick? Oh, allow me to explain. This air trick is called Too Fast for Snowman. There are currently 2 different sections on the leaderboard dedicated to any percent. One with Too Fast for Snowman and one without Too Fast for Snowman. Well, what is this Too Fast for Snowman trick? Personally, I don't think the title really tells you what it does. When you hear Too Fast for Snowman, you would probably think that the trick would be that you somehow skip a snowman by being really fast. However, this is not the case. I think calling it Snowman Warp would be a lot better. Why am I bringing this up? Well, the spicy part is that I managed to pull off this trick without knowing I was gonna, which according to this Discord message by the speedrun moderator and coincidentally the world record holder in this category, nobody has done it accidentally before, so that's pretty cool. Now, how did I manage to pull this trick off? And what is it exactly? Well, shall show you and describe it and explain it to you as best as I can, considering I don't understand it completely. With the help from this document on the speedrun leaderboard, I managed to gather it is apparently due to spamming a bunch of buttons during the cutscene, which, considering my neurotic nature, makes a lot of sense. It's this part of the trick that I don't really understand why it works. So once I leave the cutscene, something immediately catches my eye. You see, in the bottom left of the screen, there is now an animation playing, which indicates that I am partaking in a quote-unquote minigame, the snowman minigame. I don't know why, but I was just like, as long as the game is not corrupted, this is fine, and just kept on with my business. Everything was looking like there was nothing going on. That was until I tried doing another minigame. According to this stored action that is in the bottom left of the screen, I am currently doing the snowman minigame. That is in and of itself fine. However, when I am doing a different action at the same time, the game gets a little bit confused. And to, get rid of this confusion and quote-unquote solve this situation, the game decides to TP me to And don't ask me
What the
why.
fuck?
What the stored actions location would be in the level, which in this case is way on the other side of the map, skipping a bunch of stuff and putting me on the back of the map. Like, you know, when I mentioned this game was 2.5D, there is a background, and luckily it has collision, otherwise I would have been falling to my death for infinity. Well, not to my death then, really, right? Because I think falling to your death implies that you land. Falling and then dying of old age. Or does my speed like increase? Is this like one of those portal situations? Do I reach terminal velocity at some point? Why am I even talking about this? This footage here is in no way edited. This is not a screenshot. I am like literally dumbfounded. Now, if this were to be an any percent speedrun, this would be pretty fucking sick, considering it can save up to 2 minutes depending on the level. But in a 100% speedrun, it just leads to more backtracking. Let's go, more backtracking. Yes, especially when it fucks with my brain to the extent where I fuck up and forget one single item and I have to do the entire level again, which will lead to more backtracking in the entire level again. As you can probably imagine, that was quite a large blow to my morale. But I pulled through, beat the level, and finally progressed. Map 2 is done. Before doing this run, I did a single practice run just to see whether there'd be problematic points in the run, get a little bit of a feel for this 100% speed running experience. I ended the stream right before the point I am about to discuss, which wasn't that smart, but we'll get to that. Funnily enough, this was the first level to actually pose some kind of threat to the 100% speed run. You see, this level has a ski lift. Prior to this level, every single ski lift was paired with a spring. So if you would mess up the ski lift and miss a single collectible, you could go back and try again. For some reason, I figured, you know what? I'll just do the ski lift first. And if I mess up, I'll just go back with the spring. And if I don't, I'll do the rest behind the ski lift and then go back for the stuff I've missed. Considering there's usually some fucking ladder somewhere and it usually works out. It had until that point. Now, after leaving the ski lift, I noticed that there was no spring yet. Expecting the worst already, my optimism had taken a little small, tiny little blow to its head. I frantically started looking for the spring. I soon found that there was no spring. Well, there was one, but it did not lead back to the previous section.
There's always springs. Okay. This might be it, chat. I can go left here and go collect all the shit I missed. Surely. Okay.
Are you sure?
We have to redo the level.
In this level, it's not too big of a deal. There aren't that many. There's a couple items before the ski lift. The ski lift in of itself wasn't too difficult, so if I would just do that perfect, then it's fine. This was time loss though, but I think at this point I didn't really care that much about it anymore. Outside of that, map 3 was fine. However, this little situation over here did feel like a bad omen to me. And just planted a little seed of doubt in my brain. I've been dreading this part of the video a little bit. I'm the kind of person that expects the worst. That way, I cannot be disappointed. This time, though, I was somehow still disappointed. What happened? I'll spill the beans, I'll spill the tea, I'll spill the Mr. Bean. It's actually quite simple, which to me makes it even more insulting. Remember when we talked about the ski lifts earlier? The ski lift that posed a little bit of a problem. However, a problem that was solvable. Okay, think with me here, all right? How can we make this situation into an impossible situation? The answer is quite simple. We take the ski lift and make 2 of them. That's it. That's all it took. 100% is dead.
All right, so here's the situation. We have a main path that splits in 2. Both have a ski lift and will eventually converge into one main path again. Due to the lack of a spring, there is no way to return to the part of the level before the ski lifts after taking either one of them. Both of the ski lifts hold the same amount of crystals, which means there are 2 possible routes for this section. Both collect all crystals before the ski lift, take a ski lift, and then collect what comes after the ski lifts. The difference is in the ski lift taken. Due to them both holding the same amount of crystals, it doesn't matter which one you pick. You will always collect the same amount of crystals and you will always be unable to pick up a couple, thus making a true 100% playthrough of the game impossible.
All collectibles can just be a new type of run now. Considering I am the pioneer, I think I'd be qualified to make little changes to what it is. This is no longer 100%. This is now max percent speedrun. I think the title All Collectibles still work. Just put possible in parentheses. Now, there is a little bit of a discussion here we could be having, right? Because I said that the collectibles on these ski lifts are impossible to get, which is not true. They are definitely possible to get. However, only one set of crystals on the ski lifts becomes impossible to obtain after you take the other. So, what if I told you this game has an item that is literally impossible to collect? What if I told you it was in the same level as this one? Allow me to introduce you to Mount Headache.
What the fuck? How do I get that?
For no reason at all, has one single
No! And the rabbit hole goes even deeper!
I'm actively decomposing. And just like that, we've passed the nonsense. After this point, there is no more of this. And I'm not sure if I should be happy with that or that I should be upset. Because I get the feeling that people who make this game can make adequate levels. Why didn't they do it in this situation? I don't know. I'm still molding. I'm still molding. Now, all I have to do before I get my world record is one more horse section, and then the game will just play itself. Looking back on this, I'm not sure if this really was difficult or just a result of my broken spirit, but I did manage to fuck it up several times, having to reset right before the end,
my seat right now,
leading me to the shaking bit, which does do nothing, ending the run at 3 hours and 4 minutes. You can probably tell getting a sub 3 is definitely within the realm of possibilities. Am I gonna do it though? Probably not. I have the world record now. I got you got what you came for. You got what you wanted. I have the world record in Dora Saves the Snow Princess all collectibles category. This is the mark I will leave on this world. And now, regarding the like goal I mentioned at the start of this video, which was definitely not a ploy to increase viewer retention in the hopes that I might be able to turn my suffering into like a potential career. I lied. I hoped I could think of something while shooting this video, but I think I don't have anything. Or do I? Or fucking do I? Or fucking do I? Do I? Are you 100% sure about this? Go Go Jago Safari Rescue, which is the same game reskinned. 75 likes, and I'll do it. I don't know what yet. I don't know what yet, but I'll do it. It's real, I have it on the PS2. Please, 75 likes. We're doing this incrementally. I'm not sure what I'll do after this. We'll see, maybe I'll make an actual good thing. Like something good. Or I just keep on rambling about Dora, I don't fucking know.